How to pre-sell an online course. Okay, now I'm not gonna tell you to run Facebook ads or even YouTube ads to something that isn't built yet. But in this video, I am gonna show you how to get your course or your idea, your order page, in front of a group of people before your thing is even ready. Let's dive in. Okay, I have pre-sold courses before they were built 4 times now. And in fact, I've done it sometimes before I even started it or even knew what the course was. And so I was here, I can hear it right now, you're thinking, is that ethical? That doesn't sound like it's honest, Steve. It's like, yes, it is honest, all right? Elon Musk just did it with the Cybertruck thingy, right, which is not a truck. And he comes out and he says, hey, pay all this cash out. They're building it right now with that initial, and everyone's, right, they're getting their money in there. That's their seed money, right? So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you guys how to do the same kind of thing using online courses. 4 steps, now let's dive in. First, you guys have to figure out what it is that people are already spending money on, all right? But when I launched one of my first courses like this is the first time I ever did this whole sell it and then build it strategy, which can feel kind of, and I get it. But what I did is I went and I asked 6 times, okay? Now this comes from a great book called Ask from Ryan Levesque. And he says, it's very simple to figure out what to go sell, especially if you're doing like a course, ask. And I went through and there's a specific formula that I used and I asked 6 times the people that I wanted to sell in the future. I was like, what are you struggling with? I asked them 6 times. And what I started doing is I had a few whiteboards. In very small whiteboard font, I wrote down every single one of the things that they were saying. I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with this. I did it 6 times. I'm bringing that up because most of the time people do this like half of a time. Right? It's not even like a full one. And they're like, I know exactly what my dream customer wants. No. I asked 6 times. Okay, you don't fill your own wallet, get out of your own head and remove your own ego from this. You're not the one buying it, right? So as long as it's ethical and as long as it's moral, sell whatever they're asking for, right? Who cares what it is? You don't fill your own wallet. So I asked 6 times. I keep bringing that up because after 6 times, this is what I need you to do. Not that it has to be 6, but I started stepping back and I looked at the whiteboard and I was like, whoa. There are some heavy patterns in what people are really struggling with. And maybe you know what? They don't know how to say it with their mouths. I'm reading between the lines. And I started seeing this is really what everyone in this industry is struggling with. And I got to see the language patterns that they use. So what do you think I did? Right? Now that I have this big list of all this stuff and I knew exactly what it is they're struggling with and I'm seeing between, and I know that market, I know that future buyer, now I'm ready to start pre-selling a course. Let's go to step 2. Step 2, the danger here is that now that you have this big list of data, I know all these things about my dream customer. I see the patterns between the lines. The big issue that people run into here, this is the most common mistake. They go straight into building the entire course. Don't skip it. Okay, do not go and start making your course. You have a big list of all the problems. You know exactly, you're seeing between the lines. The next step number 2, is literally to write the sales message and begin selling it. Oh, but Steve, it's not made yet. Yes, that's actually the topic of the video you just looked up. So yes, that's what we do here, okay? Sell. Don't go make the thing. All you're gonna do is you're gonna just briefly say, here is the result. So again, the first time I did this is I walked out, and this is how I pitched it. I was in the pitch and I said, hey, is this something you guys are wanting right now? I would love to be able to help you guys get this result here. Now, I want you to know something. This piece right here is not built yet, and it's because I want to build it with you. And so what you're going to see is over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to release 1 module per week, and I need your help. So go ahead, and I'm going to give you guys special beta pricing right now. Click the link down below, right? And this is what I'm saying in the script. Click the link down below, and what you're going to see in there is module 1's topic. And I need you to click on there, and I need you to answer again one more time. What is it that you're struggling with just for that topic? And what's crazy is they wrote my table of contents for me. This comes from Jeff Walker in the book Launch, okay? And they wrote my table of contents for me. And if you've ever seen the movie Catch Me If You Can, right? He says, how'd you do this? He said, I just stayed 1 chapter ahead. Remember when he's teaching the high-level university course? How'd you do that? How'd you keep up? He's like, I just literally stayed 1 chapter ahead of the whole class in the book. That's exactly what you're doing when you're pre-selling. You are literally selling as fast as possible and building it with them as they're buying. Hold up. Have you noticed that this is better than a lot of paid courses? You're on YouTube, son. Hey, I need you to click subscribe. It's free for you and means a lot for us. Click subscribe, click the little bell with the notifications, thumbs up on this video or thumbs down. I don't care. Just let me know. I want to know what your feedback is. And I would love to know also down below in the comments, is there a time you've ever gone on and pre-sold a course, or am I selling you on the concept altogether and now you're going to go do it? Let me know down below. Let's dive into the last 2 points here real quick. The first time I ever watched this in action was when I was working at ClickFunnels with Russell Brunson, and I was sat this far away from him. I was super close to him, and we were building an offer. I want you to think about this. We built up all this hype. We actually were in the middle of an event, and I remember the evening before we decided to pitch, myself as well as the executive. I wasn't an executive, but the executive team got together, and I was sitting in there, and we started brainstorming the offer that we were going to sell the next day. Okay, so we were in the event. We had all these people, and we're like, what are we going to sell tomorrow? And what we did is we sat down and we started brainstorming. Oh man, what if we gave them this? What if we said, hey, you can come to ClickFunnels HQ and we're going to have you build a funnel with us, right? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Awesome. And then the next one was like, hey, what if they came? Oh, you know what? They should sleep at Russell Brunson's house. Sleep in his pajamas. They should use Russell Brunson's toothbrush. What's up? And we just went to the crazy zone. Okay, and then we go backwards afterward that and we start crossing it all out. And we said, all right, that's going to be creepy. This one's weird, But that's actually how we brainstorm a lot of these offers at this phase. Okay, you've been selling it, you've been talking about it, and there's a lot of moldability in your offer. And so we go to the crazy zone, right? And we take crazy zone plus mainstream and meet in the middle, and now you're left with prolific. And that's one of the easiest ways to create a really sexy offer around one of these pre-sold courses. So I've done this 4 times now, resulting in $300,000 in sales before the thing was even done. Okay, and think of Shark Tank, right? Shark Tank, they're fighting tooth and nail with their equity for like 50 grand. This, not that much, it's a lot of money, of course, but when you're running a company, right, it's really nice to be able to build the thing with the person that you're selling to. It's actually a security. I went through 34 product tries over 5 years. They all sucked. And they all failed because I kept building it before selling it. I kept building my product before selling it. And this should save you from doing that. Okay, sell and build with the person. It's a great security to you and your company. This leads me to point number 4 here, guys. Point number 4, I want you to know that this game's very fluid. It's very, very fluid. It's way more forgiving than most people think and way more fluid than Hollywood likes to portray, right? And so while you're selling, you can totally be tweaking the course on the offer. So here's how I did it. As I'm selling, I sell and I sell and I sell and I sell, and I'm building each of the next modules with the person while they're buying it, right? I'm releasing 1 week at a time, and it's one of my favorite ways to launch. Okay, but what I like to do is I keep an ear to the ground. And I'd like to do, and I strongly recommend this, every single week, do a live weekly Q&A. And do it with your buyers. And what you're doing is you're asking, what is it you're struggling with? The module that you just went through that I just released, what is it that didn't make sense? And what I like to do, especially if you're pre-selling and you're making the course with them, I like to go backwards and I like to do a second round of filming. And I say, okay, here's the course, here's the thing, and then with that live Q&A, it gives me all the holes, the things that I didn't plug up that were the big issues, and I do a second round of filming, and that tends to make my course almost bulletproof. And now I don't have to do that game anymore and I can just focus on sales. Hey, don't leave. I have a cool gift for you. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff. I talk fast, especially if this is your first time ever hearing this stuff. You went, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Okay, I want you to go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. There is a free presentation there that will show you my top 3 campaigns over the last 3 years. We've done over $10 million in the last 3.5 years. And these are the top 3 things that I've done to make money, make launches, all right, over the last 3.5 years. It's free. The link is in the description and in the first comment.